Welcome back to the Mouse and Men, where we explore the grown-up side of Disney. I'm Bradley. I'm following Chris's limited time in the park, and I love the way he says it. Limited time where there's unlimited fun in Disney World. So we've already covered the Magic Kingdom. He zigzagged across the Magic Kingdom. I picked a land and just kind of stayed there. Epcot, the lands, I mean, I guess you could kind of count each country as its own land. But if you counted all of World Showcase, which contains all 11 country pavilions, that's a big area. And we basically conquered seeing all of that, well, drinking all of that, to kick off our podcast. So there may be some of that comes back up. Spoiler alert. But what would I do? In thinking about it right now with little kids, if I had a little bit of time, where am I going? Well, I'm going to the World Nature area. This is kind of they rethemed the front of Epcot right as you walk in. You've got World Discovery, World Celebration, and World Nature. So over in World Nature, you got a couple things, excuse me, that are great for kids. My kids are not very tall, so I need no height restrictions, no height limits for the attractions. So we're going to the seas with Nemo and friends. My son, he likes Nemo. There are other movies he likes better, but he likes Nemo. We put on I'm trying to remember. It's like looking into an aquarium with the Nemo characters, but he loves watching the fish. So we'll go to the seas with Nemo and friends. We'll go to Turtle Talk with Crush, and we'll also, while we're over there, go to Sea Base and spend some time in the aquarium. I can't wait to take my 2-year-old especially to see all this. He loves animals, and loves fish, so that's going to be really cool for him. And that's all kind of in that World Nature area, so you don't have to go very far. When you've got little ones, it can be hard to really conquer that whole park, but that doesn't mean just taking one portion of the park you're not going to get your money's worth. You'll get plenty of your money's worth. So all kind of Nemo themed, but it's a great movie, great characters. I think we'll have a bunch of fun. Then Chris has talked about this before when he and his family went down. Man, this had to have been about almost 10 years ago. He dropped his kids off at a daycare, or not kind of daycare, but little babysitting thing there at Disney. He and his wife went over to Epcot for a date night. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. Do a few attractions over in World Nature, but then we're going to wander over to France, which is where he and his wife also went on a date night. But we can get in Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. So get in another attraction before we go find something to eat. So we've got the seas, we've got Turtle Talk with Crush, we've got Sea Base, the aquarium, and then we've got Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. But I gotta say, on our way over there, one thing that I've got to do is stop at Canada and get that maple popcorn. It's delicious. It's very simple. It's not a complex flavor, but it's some fantastic maple syrup, and just I guess baked onto the popcorn is just fantastic. And that's going to tide me over until I can find something to eat. And there are plenty of great options in the France Pavilion for where you can eat. And what especially if I've gotten a good meal in right before. May have to have a little mom and dad dessert where we're getting either the orange slush or the ice cream martini, which both of which Chris and I sampled when we went around the world at Epcot. But that's I'm kind of staying, if you're looking at the guide map, it's mostly on that right hand side, not too far from the entrance, but World Nature is over there on the right. France is kind of just above it on the map. And yeah, you're missing a lot of the park, but especially when you don't have a lot of time or you've got little ones and it's hard to get around the park and you want to just focus on one part, especially if you've got really young ones. This is going to be a lot of fun. Aquariums I just find them so cool. We've talked about the all the shark stuff and ocean stuff that was kind of premiered and featured over the summer. Talking about, I love Shark Week on Discovery, which is not a Disney property, but they kind of did something similar with Nat Geo. And so going to aquariums is a blast. Plus, if it's really hot out, that's a good place to kind of camp out and be in the AC for a bit, get out of the sun, and then get something really great to eat in France. It sounds like winning all around. And the kids are going to love it. So even if they're picky eaters, you can find something at most all these places. Even if you can't find something there, you're never too far from chicken fingers. Yeah, that's where I'm going in Epcot. Kind of that walking in, staying to the right hand side. And if you want to make it really fun, maybe try to get there via the Skyliner. That's an attraction. Or the monorail. The monorail's fun, but the Skyliner's new. So there's that. And then you get to ride the Skyliner back as well. We'll see. We'll see if I do any of this next time I take my kids, which would be the first time I take my kids to Epcot. Really excited. Really looking forward to what Chris has to say about Hollywood Studios. I have a feeling I know where he's going. But, I mean, is there really any argument of where you would go in Hollywood Studios? We'll let you find out next week. Until then, you don't want to grow up too fast, but you got to keep exploring.